Hi, everybody. Welcome to my show, Angel Guidance by Lisa. And I am here today to give you insight or guidance about your path in life and maybe help you navigate some of these feelings you may be having right now in response to kind of what's going on in the outer world. I am an intuitive, I'm a medium, I'm a healer, which I love to do, and I teach all things spirit. And today I want to start off with a little week ahead look with some cards that I drew just before I went on air. And, today I've been feeling a lot of anxiety, and I don't feel like it was my anxiety. I'm an empath, so I notice when other people are nervous or anxious or upset, like even if they're not in the same room with me. And I feel like this is a general kind of overall feeling from a lot of people in the world right now. And if you're an empath, which means you can feel other people's feelings, sometimes even their physical issues, you know what I'm talking about. This feeling of being scared, because a lot of us don't know, what the world's going to look like after all of this is over. And things are changing quickly. And combine those two things, fast change and not knowing the future, and people get scared. And that's just a normal thing that happens. So I want to share with you some cards I pulled today. And not so ironically, it's about fear. This week, looking ahead, today is Tuesday. So for the next week, going through the weekend, I think there's some of you who are really obsessively worrying about what's going on. And it's almost to a point where you're overdoing it. It's like you're imagining the worst case scenario, like, what if, or what would happen if this happened, or, it's all of these questions. And I want you to understand something, that we live in a bountiful, abundant world, okay? And the first card I want to remind you of, if you're experiencing some fear, is about the bounty of nature. And the bounty of nature just means that if you were to step outside and take a look at the birds, at the squirrels, at the rabbits, at the wildlife, they're not looking ahead and wondering what's going to happen. They live in the moment, right? They're worried about, actually, they're not worried. They're concerned about what they're going to eat. And so they go eat it. They find it. Whatever it is, they find it. They need a place to live. They go to it. They get a place to live. It's in the wild, of course. They're wild animals. What I'm saying is that nature, plants, animals, the world outside of our man-made structures, homes, apartments, buildings, nature just continuously flows, right? We're not altering nature right now, okay? Nature just continues to trust that they're going to find the next thing that's going to be helpful for them in terms of food, in terms of shelter, in terms of being with the people in their natural family. It's just such a wonderful thing, and it's very peaceful. Just sit and watch animals move about their day. And if you can do that, I really suggest that. If you can get out into nature, that's something else that's going to help you feel less fearful. Because when you step out to nature, into nature, there's this natural energy that's going on all the time, and it's a healing energy. And it will ground you. It will bring your energy, your fearful, scattered thoughts that are up here in your head. It's going to ground you and bring those thoughts down through your body and out the bottoms of your feet. That's how grounding works. We're electrical beings, so we need to ground our electricity. All right? Now you think, well, what's electricity have to do with a forecast or intuition or whatever? It has everything to do with it. Okay? We're energetic beings. We vibrate. We're on a frequency. If we're vibrating at a really high frequency where we're attuned to love, we're attuned to beauty, the beauty of nature, we're attuned to seeing the beauty and the perfection in everything, then we're vibrating at a higher frequency. If we're feeling anxious, stressed out, depressed, worried, that energy is going to drag our frequency down. And then we won't be able to hear the intuition that naturally comes to us. Because when we're stressed out, our energy field contracts. It pulls together like this. When we're open and happy, it opens up like this. So it's really important that you take that extra energy that you have produced by negative thoughts or worry or stress and do something with that energy. And that's what I mean by grounding. Get outside and take a walk. If you are having challenges walking, take yourself outside, take your shoes and socks off, sit in a chair and put your feet flat on the ground, right on the ground. And that will ground your energy as well. It's just going to pull that extra energy out. Now, the other thing that I want you to think about is about exercise. So many of us are cooped up in our homes right now, and we're not supposed to be going out and just socializing. You know, we can go to the store or whatever, but we're cooped up. Now, we can dance. That's exercise. We can take a walk around our environment just outside our home. We can do that. It's important, once again, this is another message, get out into nature and move, all right? When you just sit and are stagnant, your thoughts sit and become stagnant. And then we're not open to all the beautiful changes we could be witnessing in our lives if we were moving forward. Manifesting has a lot to do with actually physically moving your body too, okay? If whenever I'm feeling like I'm not really manifesting and creating everything I want as quickly as I want, I get out and take a walk, and I do my manifesting in my head on my walk. And you know what happens? The physical movement of me moving forward and the mental movement of me deciding what I'm going to have in my life combine and help me get back on track. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is surrender outdated thoughts about yourself or outdated beliefs. Okay, sometimes people have beliefs about themselves and it's just sort of like on autopilot. Like let's say you, as a kid, you were not particularly good in the subject of math. Okay, and now though you're grown up, you're an adult, and let's say you're pretty good at it. Like you can do practical math. You can add up the items on the receipt from the grocery store, or you can do figures in your head. Well, what if you only thought about the times you weren't good at math? What if you only thought about those times when you were a kid and were struggling with the subject in school? Are you going to move forward in life then if you're constantly looking backwards in what you used to believe about yourself? No, because now you're good at math. You use it for what you need. So what I want you to think about is, what are these beliefs about yourself that don't serve you anymore? Okay? What is it that you could leave behind? And this actually may take some sitting down and making a list and writing out who you are and who you're not. Who are you now? What is your role? Who are you? Are you smart? Are you funny? Are you successful? Are you someone who follows through on goals? Are you someone who is easily taught? So those kinds of things. And then decide what you're not. Are you still what you used to believe yourself to be 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Really think back and look at yourself. Decide who you are now. That's really key to moving forward. So the next card I pulled up is the Knight of Winter. Okay, now this 9 card is interesting because it's connected with this card, with the moon. All right? Now the reason it's connected with the moon card is because it's the same number. Now this is a 9 and the moon is an 18. Now, Lisa, 18 and 9 aren't the same. No, but in numerology, add the 8 and the 1, you get a 9, and you have the 9 card here. So the reason they're connected is this. The moon is about taking action, following your path, and also paying attention to your intuition. It's about noticing these subtle clues, these subtle messages from spirit that are coming in. Now, the 9 of winter card, 9 of winter. Okay, winter in this deck means your thoughts, your mental processes, what you think all the time. And we always have a conversation going in our head to ourselves about what we think and believe about ourselves. The 9 of winter indicates that you are taking fear and worry to a new height, and that it's really important that you bring this fear and worried thoughts under control. How do you do that? Well, I just gave you a couple ways. Ground yourself, take a walk in nature, just start deciding what you believe about yourself and what's going to be true for you. And then there's this other part of it, okay? I would hope that if you're watching this and you're seeking higher guidance, that you do believe in a higher power. I would think you would, okay? So that's where believing in a higher power is so wonderful, because you need to really have faith and trust that everything's working out in your favor, all right? When you decide that something's not going to work out for you, the universe will respond to you and help you demonstrate that belief, meaning it's not going to work. I know, let's say, for example, oh, I know my boyfriend's going to break up with me. There's no way our relationship's ever going to work. He's too good for me. I don't meet his expectations. So thinking about those things, you're putting out energy of not having what you need in life, of not trusting what works best for you. And so you need to start shifting that thinking and know this. All my relationships work beautifully. Decide how you're going to interact with people. Decide and set goals about what you want in life, and then go back and look at those goals. Did I meet the goal? Yes or no? If I did, check it off. If I didn't, why not? It's important for us to have a purpose in life. It's important for us to be motivated through life by a higher calling. Now, this higher calling doesn't mean that you have to become a monk or a priest, or, it means that you're moving along life's path guided by spirit, and that you trust that what spirit is telling you is going to help you for your highest good. And so one affirmation I want to share with you today is this: everything works for my good and in my favor. And I want you to think about that affirmation, because when you decide everything works for my good and in my favor, the universe is going to help you do that. And that is what's so lovely about connecting with spirit and deciding how life's going to go for you. You can truly shape your life. I'm just really, I'm so acutely aware of the anxiousness and the fear that's going on in the world right now. And a lot of that comes from people watching a lot of news, listening to the radio, listening to podcasts about the coronavirus. If you want to stop dealing with anxiety and fear and stress, unplug from listening to the coronavirus news, okay? Take your precautions, practice safety, but you really don't need to hear every single little detail about what's unfolding in the rest of the world, because your world is right here within yourself. You get to create what you want. The coronavirus is something that's very, very fear-based, okay? And understandably so. People pass away and get ill from it. I just want you to understand that it doesn't have to be you, okay? Don't claim that for yourself. Don't claim that you think you have it, okay? It's just a way that's going to lead into fear. And so if you're claiming that, if you're claiming, oh, I think I have it, and what if I have it, and where do I go, what do I do? I want you to take a few steps back, sit down, and breathe, okay? I actually have people connecting with me who want to know if I can tell them if they have coronavirus because they have a cough. And I have said this, I will never affirm something negative for anyone, okay? And that just comes, and they were natural questions. People ask these questions because they are worried. It's important that you release the worry, you step into faith and trust and love, and move forward knowing that your life gets to go the way you want it to. Okay, everyone is open to intuition. You can certainly move forward with your own intuition and be guided by your higher self. And you can trust your higher self to send you on your path in the right way. So for the next week, really focus on releasing the fear, step out into nature, decide what you believe and what you don't believe any longer, and be your authentic self, okay? Do the work. Keep moving. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you found that helpful. All right. This is Christina in Detroit, Michigan. Christina? Okay. We're going to move on just for a moment, and we'll get Christina back here. I tune into my intuition every single day, and I do it to read my energy. And the way I do it is through reading cards. Okay, I have a lot of card decks. I don't know how many, over 50, under 100, something like that. And every day I read my cards, and as I read my cards, I find out more information about my energy. Sometimes I feel a little unbalanced, sometimes I don't. So I can read cards and get more information about what's going on in my life. So if you haven't invested in a deck of cards, like oracle cards, I suggest that you do that, and you might be able to use that to help guide yourself on your path. Okay, Christina, hi. Hello? Christina, are you there? Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
How
are you?
Hello.
I'm here, Christina.
I'm good. How
Can you hear me?
stop? I keep moving because when I keep moving,
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll get through this. I may have to ask you to repeat something, but tell me what's your question, or why are you calling today?
I lost a lot of people, and I lost in December. I lost my sister 3 years ago, and I lost my first love, my son's father, and I just want to know if he's just going to survive this and go on the right path, or I'm just going to go down.
So you're feeling alone and a bit you're feeling like you don't know where to turn for guidance. I mean, the people you counted on have gone, have left. I feel like, now you said you lost your son's father?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're concerned about guiding your son?
No, he was just my first love, and then I lost my sister, and then I lost my husband. I woke up to him dead next to me.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So I just don't know. Like, I just feel like every day is just, am I gonna make it through the day? I don't know. I'm just I don't know what my future holds, and I just need a little guidance to know if I'm going to be okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And I feel like with your, okay. So you lost your husband, you're telling me, and I feel like this was more recent.
Yes,
his
December 23rd.
Okay, thank you. And this passing, I feel like would you understand that he was already sick or he had something going on, but it wasn't like something where he thought he would pass? Does that make sense?
Like an addiction,
Pardon me?
like sick, like addiction.
Addiction? Okay. So he wasn't planning to pass. It's just this happened and he passed
I
from it. Okay.
I,
Thank
I
you.
thought he did because the day before he left me a text and he was just so angry and just talking so evil and then the next day he was dead.
Okay. Okay. There are people, and your husband is coming in. Um, he was so um, he was so lost himself that he couldn't figure out. Like I feel like he was lost on so many levels, like with job, with family, with like there was a lot of he's making me feel like there were so many options, so many things that he didn't know how to answer or how to do it. All he could do was to continue to suppress those feelings through his habits, and
Yeah.
he, he's very sorry about how he left because he didn't. I feel he's giving me the feeling that he truly wasn't trying to be hurtful to you, but it feels like he
Hmm.
was trying to be hurtful to you because of how he passed and the issue the day before and just in general. Because I feel like you put up with a lot with him. Is that correct? I mean, I feel like this
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah. I protected him in so many ways. It's unreal.
yeah.
And
Um,
I just like, I don't know. I just like, and then when he passed, like I had his phone and I just seen so many girls on there and I'm like, okay, did he cheat on me? Like, what's really going on? I think maybe he just liked the attention. That I don't think he cheated on me, but he just liked attention from women.
uh-huh.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know.
Hmm. Right. So what I'm feeling from him is that his addiction was so many different. It could be anything. It was one thing, but it could be attention from other people. There was such a hole emotionally with him. I feel like he's bringing me back to his family of origin, his mother and his father. I feel like there was a disconnect with him and them. I feel like they um, there was a lot of unresolved problems in the family with his parents, and it feels like he struggled quite a bit to stay on track, even as a younger person. It just never quite got there. When you met him and when you were originally attracted to him, there was something about him that you really loved. And there was something about him that was very magnetic, like he could pull in people. Like his personality was so strong that he could talk. It's like, was he a good salesman? Like, could he talk people into things? Because I feel like he was very much like that. And he pulled that, he had that quality that pulled people into his presence. Once you were there,
Yeah.
though, you just you saw, I feel like you saw a broken child. I feel like he really appeared to you in this, like you wanted to take care of him, you wanted to help him, you wanted to, like what his mother couldn't do for him, you wanted to do. Would you understand that?
Yeah, but he also took care of me, and that's like he was really protective, and that's what I liked about him is he was like always taking care of me too. But yeah, I was always taking care of him too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's that
he was
you
very
were,
insecure.
yeah, right, right, because he didn't have that security as a child. He didn't have that, like people weren't cheering him on to go forward in life, to create what he really wanted in life. Like it was just sort of, I feel like he really didn't have a lot of people supporting him as a young man. But you two came together to meet each other's needs in such a way that it was really good for a short amount of time, and then it started falling apart. You know, it was just you tried your best, and that's where this is the message. You tried your best. Don't please release the guilt you may be feeling about this and about anything that you could have done for him. You could not have done anything for him, okay? He was leading his own, he was walking his own path. And he didn't want you to find him. But he especially didn't want you to find him in a way that would have been not as, not like you found him at, you know, the way you did. He tried to make it as easy.
Can you talk to him? Like, are you a medium?
Yes, this is what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
He didn't want you to find him in the way that he passed. But the other side of the story is he could have passed in a much more tragic way, and you didn't have to live with that memory, okay? So I feel like you accepted him. This is what he's sharing with me. You accepted him for all of his faults, okay? And he loves you for that, and he appreciates you for that, all right? He does not judge you for, you know, he never judged you. That's the thing. I mean, it came out as anger sometimes, but he really was judging himself, and he apologizes for that. It looks like, Christina, I'm running out of time. I'm so sorry. I need to go, but I really do send you all the best, all right? And your husband is just sends you so much love, okay? Thank you so much, Christina. Okay, if you'd like to touch base with me on Facebook at Pure Love Energy, join my group, Reiki Live. Thank you so much.